Yo, 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 yo. That's not an echo. That's not an echo. That's me being funny. What's going on, Chris? Oh, Michael. ADD in the house. Hold up. Michael and Chris on the same camera. What's going on, bro? You know, that's what I like. So you guys live next to each other. Yo, that's crazy, Mike, because you live in Utah and Chris lives in Iowa. Uh, sorry, you live in one of them states with an I in it. And you, right, right. And we got Jennifer, the corporate debt collection wonder. What's up? Oh, snap. I thought somebody hacked Jennifer's account. It was some kid. What's up, Jennifer? How are you? And I think some other people are going to be joining us as well. Listen, we're streaming simultaneously on YouTube, and we're streaming simultaneously on YouTube and Facebook. So I just want to give everyone a heads up that that is the case. Okay, people starting early. Happy Friday. Uh, hey, everybody. Happy Friday. Yes, yes. Happy Friday. Uh, that's from Mr. Justin Stone. And Jennifer. Well, I'm the pimp. I don't know what that means. See, Mike, see, Chris, that's why you're here to explain these things for me because I'm a little old and I'm a little slow. So I'm not up to date with you hip kids. Uh, I still, yeah, I still say things like swell and groovy. Um, yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Um, So you know what? We got Shane McKinney in the house from North Carolina, North Kakalaka. I know that. What's up, Shane? How are you? Hectic, brother. Hectic. I'm sorry. Look at me. I'm all disheveled. Let me. I'm the host. I gotta. Shane, you hitting me as soon as we walk in the door, huh? The article. Let me. I better check. Where did you? Oh, on Facebook. All right. Um, I'm gonna look at it, Shane. We gonna definitely get to it. Jennifer, Jennifer, Jennifer. Okay, got a lot of comments coming in. We've got one from Mister Radcliffe, Tom Radcliffe, from who joined us on the show yesterday. Shane, you give Kyle in Philly my number to call me. Yeah, you did. Yeah, yeah, he did. Tom, he told you yesterday. Uh, Bob, I believe Bob is in Indiana. Bob, don't get mad if I'm incorrect. He still says Nito. I hope that's a joke. LOL. Yeah, Shane. He says he spoke to him today. Absolutely. That's actually good news. Shane, I know you had some things you want to talk about. You wanted to talk about. Do you want me to just give you the floor, or do you want me? Well, that's what they do. Right. Well, I can't. OIDA submitted the paper. Well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say they didn't want anything to do with it. Hold on. No, I'm not gonna say they didn't want anything to do with it because they basically started it. You know what I mean with with SBTC, but you know, they definitely kind of they didn't escalate it. Like they didn't push the issue. You know what I mean? So that's not a good thing. You know what I mean? So you know, we're gonna leave it there. We appreciate anything that they do to help move it along, and you know, I I agree. I agree. I definitely agree. I want to touch on a yeah. I want to I want to get John on the line and talk about that. He thought we were coming on at 8, but I got a little backed up. If anybody could text John or hit John up and let him know, that'd be great. So I want to talk about this post in the group first, and then I want to jump over to OIDA. Um, as a matter of fact, let's start with OIDA first, since we were already talking about them. I put a post in the group the other day about OIDA and how their activities are a little suspicious. Uh, and Hey, you guys, can you turn your microphone down a little bit? Thanks. Yes, sir. So I posted this in a group. I'm going to post it in here, but basically, our research has uncovered that OIDA pays 3 times. OIDA donates 3 times what TIA donates to members of Congress, and we found that. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. So I wanted to touch on that. We know that OIDA donates about 1.4 million. They donated about 1.4 million dollars last year to senators and congressmen in Washington, and the TIA donated about $500,000, a little over $500,000 last year in Washington. But over the last 2 years, TIA has donated a little over $1 million to senators and congressmen in Washington, and OIDA's donated almost $3 million to senators and congressmen in Washington in the last 2 years. So now we all know that TIA hasn't been around as long as OIDA. OIDA's been around for over 50 years. They were around before deregulation. And OIDA is basically, they tout themselves as the, Jesus Christ, savior of all truckers, to the entire country and to Washington. And when I go in these meetings with senators and congressmen, they basically look at me like, who are you? Why should we listen to you? We listen to OIDA. You know what I mean? And my point is, being around that long and making those kinds of donations, number one, where they getting the money from, that can't be coming from membership dues. And number two, why don't they have more influence in Washington? I find that very curious. Like, they've been in Washington for how many presidents? 14? How many presidents would it be? Yeah, right? Nixon, Ford, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, and now Sleepy Joe, right? How many presidents was that? I lost count. Was that 10? I lost count. I did, right? I used my fingers. You see that? I used my fingers. Um, I don't know. You guys got any input on that? Because my take on something like that is, you're dirty. Okay, Chris. Well, we found out a little information on that. I'm going to touch on that. Our our research has uncovered some information, uh, unsubstantiated, I might add, but we're assuming, and our assumptions are based on facts. So I don't know if that means anything, but we're going to touch on that. Okay. Uh, who else is in here? Where's Mike? That- So that's what TIA is given to Congress, individual senators and committees in Congress in the last 2 years, a little over $1 million. This is what OIDA is given in the last 2 years. So we've been talking to some people in Washington, and we found out a few things. First of all, OIDA has sponsors. These are corporate sponsors. These are people that mega corporations like Walmart, Target, BJ's, large companies, billion-dollar companies that give OIDA money. And they give OIDA money for OIDA to use in their PACs to donate to senators and congressmen that they feel support whatever views they're interested in supporting. And when I say that, I don't mean what they say in public. You understand what I'm saying? I mean what they do in private, right? The in my and this is just speculation. It could be in the form of an envelope under the table. It could be in the form of a payment to a cousin. It could be in the form of whatever. And I'm just speculating. This is my opinion, no one else's. Um, do you ever go to the store, like a large store, like a Walmart or a Target? Mike, I could you mute your mic, bro? You ever go to like a Walmart or a Target and you go to the checkout counter to pay, and right before you stick your card in or the money in to pay, the little tablet in front of you says, "Would you like to round up to make a donation to some charity?" We've all seen that, right? Well, you'd be surprised to know that in a lot of cases, that charity is OIDA. Yes. Did you know that? Even though on that tablet, you're looking at a little kid starving in Africa, right? Um, that money could be going to OIDA. And in some cases, we know for a fact it is. Now, here's the thing with donating to charities, right? Charities could do whatever they want with that money as long as they give it to another charity. It doesn't have to be the charity that they're saying they're giving it to. They just have to give it to a charity. So if, let's say they're saying, make $1 donation and it's going to go to feed the children, they only have to give 1 cent of that dollar to feed the children. The other 99 cents they could give to any other charity or PAC. OIDA has a PAC. TIA has a PAC as well. But TIA funds their PAC with different money, as you could see. This is what our research has uncovered. When you go to the store and you go to pay for your goods that you're purchasing, and that tablet says, "Would you like to round up to make a donation?" and there's an extra 50 cents there, that's who that store sends that money to. That's what they do with that money. They give it to organizations like OIDA, or they could be giving it to TIA, or they could be giving it to anyone. And that's what we found out OIDA does to raise this type of capital. Okay. Shane, I'll let you go first, brother. Yes, sir. Todd Spencer is quiet for a reason. Louis Pugh is the front man, and there's a reason why he's quiet. And we've confirmed from inside OIDA, and we've confirmed from other sources that OIDA does have corporate sponsors, and those corporate sponsors watch what OIDA does very closely, and they do receive money from mega corporations to push those mega corporations' agenda. And if that agenda means supporting TIA legislation, OIDA will do that. Okay. Yeah, we're not going anywhere. Now, remember something. You're talking about 150,000 man organization that's been around for 50 years, right? It costs for 2 years $50 to join OIDA, brother. $25 a year. How could a company, how could an organization that does what OIDA does? Oh, and by the way, Todd Spencer, I think he makes like, I know he definitely makes over $1 million a year. I have his salary somewhere. I'm going to get it. Well, I'm going to come back to you and get it. But Todd Spencer makes a lot of money as president of OIDA. But yeah, but my point is that's low. That's like nothing. How could I OIDA do what they do for such little amount of money? You have to ask yourself these questions, right? Uh, how could they be in Washington for so long, have the influence that they have, lobby as much as they do, and $50 for a 2 year membership? It makes absolutely no sense. Mike, go ahead. You got the floor, brother. Because I got research, brother. I got things to do while you're talking. You got to help me out here. Yo, Chris, go ahead, brother. I've never been a member of OIDA. I hear you. Uh, Jennifer's trying to get in, but she can't. Go ahead, Mike. Mike, turn your phone down. Chris, turn that down. So I got something else I want to put on the screen real quick here. Some more goodies on Todd Spencer. Todd Spencer, by the way, for people who do not know, is the president of OIDA. Uh, yep, we've got a lot of information on OIDA. That is a lot of money. They are very active in the Washington environment, Washington Dog and Pony Show. And for someone that's been around longer than everyone in Washington, I think the only guy who's been in Washington longer than OIDA is Joe Biden. He was elected. Joe Biden was elected to Congress in 1972, I believe, and I believe OIDA started in either 72 or 73. So, I mean, listen, there is no one or no entity that's been in Washington that long that is not part of the government, that does not have major influence on whatever agenda they are pushing. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not arguing with you. Go ahead, Mike. I agree. I agree. Chris, Mike, Mike had it. Is he logging back in? All right. When you're done with your comment, give the phone to Mike. Okay. Died. He died. Yeah. Hold on. Chris, what did you say? I'm gonna finish it now. Okay. Yeah. Make your comment. You had your hand up, bro. All right. Jennifer, are you there? Uh, so I got a couple of comments here. They're pushing their own agenda, which is not in line with owner operators of small carriers. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Right. Justin says, I'll never do that again now. I guess as far as donating. And Blake says, yup. So I want to put something else up on the screen here. Uh, could you guys give me 1 second? Thank you. I'll be right back. I'm going to put something else on the screen and then I'll be right back. Take a look at this. Yo, what's your problem? I want my stuff. All right, I'm broadcasting to like 40,000 people right now. You understand? I didn't I'm just saying. Yeah, but my fucking foot is all right, but you know what? I'll take care of it. Yeah, but I need my bra, Michael. I've been asking you for the laundry since this morning. Really? Since yesterday for the laundry. You need to be yelling at me right now. I didn't tell you. You hear these people? I don't fucking. I know. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You do this every night. One night I ask you for help and you can't do it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Every night you do this. What you think I'm doing? Playing games here? Huh? Huh? You think I'm playing? So, OIDA President Todd Spencer, who has more than 45 years' experience in the trucking industry and started out as a truck driver, has informed President-elect Joe Biden transition team that he's interested in serving as the next administrator of the Federal Motor Carrier Administration. So let me ask, that was in 20 that was in 2020. My whole thing my whole thing is that's called influence. That when you want something for yourself, when you want something for yourself, you write the president of the United States a letter. But when exactly, you see what I'm saying? In 2020, OIDA joined that petition with SBTC for asking, try to get Congress to force transparency, right? And while they were doing that, Todd Spencer was trying to become the head of the FMCSA. It's right here. In any case, won't donate at a store again. Like Sean said, I'll donate directly to who I want to get the tax write off. I agree with that. I don't know. That's a good one. Uh, I'll 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 find out. Tom says he wants a government check. Don't they all? Uh, Justin says, "Boo, boo, get off the stage, Todd Spencer." Uh, to. Listen, it is what it is. Washington is very enticing for a lot of people. They know that that's where the power is. That's where the money is, and it is what it is. And I'm showing this because I am not a fool. Um, I know that we've all lived in this country long enough to know that people like Todd Spencer and some of these politicians, they tend to be dirty. Uh, exactly. So sometimes you have to, and 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 listen and think about the conduit that they're using, the supermarkets, the big box stores like Walmart, Target, Home Depot. Home Depot has this in their stores now. Uh, yeah, they're the ones that are making the most. They're the ones that benefited the most in the last 43 years from the Motor Carrier Act of 1980. They've benefited the most from cheap freight rates. Okay. Right. Right. Now, Shane, you brought up the that bill. When Louis Pugh was actually in the House giving testimony, sitting next to Ann Reinke from TIA, it looked as if he didn't want to be there. His responses were like, well, yeah, it would be a good idea to pay guys overtime. Like that was his responses. You know what I mean? Like, I hear you. I hear you. And and Shane, let me ask you something. Why was Ann Reinke from TIA sitting next to Louis Pugh giving testimony on trucker overtime? Yo, I asked my people down in Washington the same question. Like I was banging on my desk, like, yo, why was she there? Who why yeah, why why was Ann Reinke from TIA giving testimony about paying truckers overtime? They came right out and told me she pays to be there. She pays to be there for no other reason. They showed me this information. That's how this came about. They had I sat, and you got to understand, when I talk to these guys, I scream, I yell, I'm flipping. You know what I mean? And right, yeah, no, I agree. And when I what do you mean? Not Chris. Yeah. What do you mean giving testimony to Congress? I I am going to be there. Right. Uh I yeah. Jennifer, are you there? Jennifer? Jennifer, are you there? I hear you now. We're we're gonna get to you. Uh Michael, you have a comment? Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead. Your name is not Shane either. Go Yep. I, I want everyone to understand this too. We are the new kids on the block, right? So a lot of these senators and congressmen, they don't know us. And when I go in these meetings, especially the last couple I've been in, as I keep saying, Ted Cruz was very weird meeting. And every time I go into one of these meetings, they bring up OIDA. Like, well, we've been speaking to OIDA about this. Have you talked to OIDA? And that's weird. OIDA didn't bring that up. And what about OIDA? Are you affiliated with OIDA? These are the questions that come up. And Shane, you are totally correct. And in the Ted Cruz meeting, we were going back and forth. Everyone was going back and forth, back and forth. And then this one guy pops up and he says, I remember this guy. I can't remember his name. I think his name was Paul Whites or something like that. He talks. He is the liaison between Ted Cruz's office and the DOT and the FMCSA. He's a direct contact. So he comes out. He just quiets the room and he says, "Let me ask you something." He's looking directly at me. He says, "Let me ask you something. How long have you been around? How long has NOAA been around?" And I go on to explain how we got started, how long we've been around. We've only been around for 3 months, and we started with the boycott. I'm telling them this whole story about TQL, JB Hunt, CH Robinson, and everyone is like, wow, yeah, these guys are like, they're serious. He looks right in the camera and he says, "Well, now that explains everything." I swear to you, that's what he said. Well, now that explains everything. As if we're a bunch of jokers that don't know anything, like we're stupid. But exactly. That's what I was. Those are the next words out of my mouth. We don't know how the game is played. We don't know how the game is played. That's what he meant. And because he was young and he has a big mouth, and I am not, I listened. And I left that meeting and we started digging. We started looking and we figured out exactly what you just said, Shane. That's what he meant. We don't know how the game is played. And Oida does. That's why nothing has been done in the last 43 years. They paint the picture. They paint the picture. Exactly. We. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike. Well, look, I think no matter what, you would have had an ELD. I just think that you have the opportunity now to get rid of the ELD. I really do think you have a strong opportunity. Right. And and if you look now, you could see there was a press release released yesterday by the FMCSA, and they are looking into that now. They're trying to look in to see if the they're trying to use the information from ELDs to find out if it is. Let me get the press release up. Um, so I can, I'm going to read this. I'm not going to put it on the screen. It says this came out yesterday. FMCSA details new truck driver detention time survey. This is funny because I met with Yeah, I met with Jeff Van Drew on Monday, and we are reintroducing. He's agreed to reintroduce the trucker overtime HR 7517 uh, trucker overtime pay bill, and he's serious, and he's allowing us to add new language to it. And all of a sudden, it's like I think I said this before. I do not believe in coincidences, right? Everything happens for a reason. I'm not naive, right? All of a sudden, yesterday, you see this. FMCSA details new truck driver detention time survey. A 2018 analysis by the U.S. Department of Transportation's Office of Inspector General estimated that a 15-minute increase in average dwell time, the total time spent by a truck at a facility, increases the average expected crash rate by 6.2%. The theory being drivers paid by the mile or by the load have an incentive to make up lost time by speeding. The report also estimated that detention reduces annual earnings by 1.1 billion to 1.3 billion for drivers in the truckload sector. In 2020, Democratic lawmakers attempted to include in a highway reauthorization bill not only a detention time study, but a follow on rulemaking to establish limits the amount of time a driver could be detained by a shipper or receiver before being required to be compensated for lost time. The provision did not make it into the final reauthorization passed in 2021. Now, I don't when I read it, I laughed my ass off because you're totally right. Right. That's what these guys do. They tell their staff, get on the phone and call. No, no, they tell their staff when they're as soon as the meeting ends, they tell their staff, get on the phone and call so and so over at DOT and tell them to deal with that. Get on the phone and tell so and so over at FMCSA and tell them to call me back and or get over here right now. I need to speak to them. And a couple of days later, you read this, right? Uh, this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. And this is the reason why we've been banging the drum on people contacting their congressmen and senators, because we are at a very weird time now, right? We are not in normal times where you could sit back in your truck and wait for OIDA to make everything go away for you, make everything great. You NOAA 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 is showing you exactly, Mike. NOAA is showing you that OIDA has never been doing their job. And shit like this has happened more than once already. Yes, I go in and I talk to these senators, and these are not anybody. These are senators and congressmen that are on the transportation committees. I only talk to people on transportation committees, whether in the House or the Senate. I do not waste my time speaking to anyone else. I only speak to people on the transportation committee. Those are the only people I want to talk to. I don't want to speak to Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. We have nothing to talk. I don't want to speak to Bernie Sanders. We have nothing to talk about. I wanted to speak to Chuck Schumer because I like him. He's from Brooklyn. He's my people. So what? And I talked to him many times before. So I had the opportunity. I wanted to speak to him. He's the only one that I spoke to that's not on the transportation committee, but he is influential. So I'm glad I did speak to him. But I wanted to point this out to you guys. Go ahead, Shane. You were going to say something? That's fine. Go ahead. No, no. Oh, hold on, Mike. Ted Cruz's people brought that up. They said the reason it got delayed, uh, to the reason it got pushed back to October was because of us. They said that we bombarded the FMCSA and the DOT with so many responses that by law, right, and by law they have to read each and every one. And he said that's the reason why I got pushed back to October. I don't know how true it is. He's a politician, but he said that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, James 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 Lamb came to me, I believe, in like the end of March, and he asked me to get everyone in the group to contact to give their opinions at the FMCSA website when they open up the listening period again. And Mike, you remember that's exactly what we did. And he said that Ted Cruz's people said that's the reason why I got pushed back. Um, Jennifer, you there? Okay. Are you driving or something? All right. Did you want to add anything to this conversation or? I did get your email, by the way. Uh, Woody, 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 Woody Woot, Woody Woot Woot, two for this week, and thanks for the verbiage I stole from you. This one is a NOAA client. Did you get another freight guard removed? Todd Spencer, Jim Johnson died at 78. In 2018, Todd Spencer took over. Okay. 6 years. uh, Let me get so Jennifer, that's two for you and two for John this week, huh? Four freight guards removed this week. Congrats. Yeah. Um, we are not playing. Right. Right. Yeah, I told them to go with that early this morning. I told them just go full force. That's it. Um, we are not playing games. No, we are not, sir. And trust they. Oh wait, look at this one. And trust they have a bag of money waiting for you, Michael. Here's the thing, bro, and I'm glad someone said this. Oh boy. Uh, I am not poor. I don't need their money. I don't really. I didn't need this. Me and my partner, we are good. We've been good. I've been doing this for a long time. I came here from another industry where if you're stupid, you get eaten alive. And I spent almost 20 years there, 2 decades. I was not stupid. I've worked all over this world. Okay. Uh, I don't need anybody's bag of money. Um, I'm 53 years old. I'm past my midlife crisis. Um, I'm good. All of my personal cars are over 20 years old. I have a rusted out 2004 Lincoln Navigator, and I love it. And I'm not buying anything else. Um, I'm good. Um, I laugh at bags of money. I know it sounds funny, but it is what it is, man. This is who I am, and I'm not changing it for anybody. I don't chase money, so I'm good. I'm not. I hear you. Uh, this ain't about money. So let me see. Research showed most accidents happen after the 11th hour. That's why hours of service came into play. ELD and the was first mandated in hazmat after 9/11 because they see is as a weapon of mass destruction. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with this comment too. Um, that would be a breach of security if anyone had access to my has loads through my ELD. Yep. Uh, that shit really happens. I got a phone call all from PAPUC, one saying they just got a call from FMCSA to get to my place and see what I'm up to. PA told them there's no need for that. Yep, I would do that. Absolutely. Those are the first people we contact. Um, my people in Washington, my people in Washington, they're very smart. That's the first thing they do. They find people in Congress that are friendly towards trucker issues. That is the strategy that we take. You should know that they also recruit increase their staff just for us, and they've added more people to focus on our lobbying efforts and legislation. So yes. Answer to your question is yes. Comment: PLS sucks. I guess that's for Jennifer. Surge teamed up with Triumph. Yes. We got Jennifer actually got the letter stating that that was the case. Is that correct, Jennifer? I didn't hear that. A little update here. Blake Alvarez Foss did put together a nice post in the group. It's pinned to the top. It is a list of every congressman and senator in Washington and a pre-written letter uh, that you can just sign your name to and send to your congressman. There's a link here for all of the states. You just find your congressman, and the I think she even included the states reps in here. It looks like it's right at the top of the group. It's pinned there. You can open it up, read it. You can make edits to it, I believe, if you want. And you just got to sign your name there and just email it to your congressman or senator. If you don't do anything for the rest of this year, which probably most of you won't, um, you could at least do this. Well, yeah, but we don't live in a world of shoulds, right? Uh, most of them will just, yeah, right. Uh, I want to talk about one other thing that I posted in the group that Blake Alvarez Voss kind of wanted me to talk about yesterday. I got to find it once again. Um, Here we go. So this so this is a little stat for you guys that I found last night. Um, the top 100 freight brokers in the United States last year earned almost $100 billion. $100 billion. Do you know what? Yes. Do you know what owner? No, that's gross, bro. Yes. I got another one for you. You ready? You know what owner? Do you know what do you know what you earned? About 41 billion in total. 41. No, owner operators. That's the disparity. That's the disparity. That's the money that they're stealing from you. That's the money that they're stealing from you. Top 100 freight brokers in this country. 100. Starting with C.H. Robinson, Expediter International, Kuhn, UPS, JB Hunt, GXO, DVS, TQL, Uber, Ryder. I can go on down the list. It's the top 100. Schneider, Landstar, Penske, they're all on here. Top 100 freight brokers in the country. Yes, I heard. $59 billion. $59 billion disparity. That is the money that they've stolen from owner operators. Basic. It's good to be in a business with zero regulations. Don't zero. And just like Jennifer said, no bills. Mike, hey, Mike, Mike. Uh, you, yeah, you remember that? You remember? Hey, you it makes me think about that scene, my meeting with Ted Cruz. You remember that scene in American Gangster when Denzel Washington gets pulled out of the car, he's driving with his wife, I think, or his brother, and he's got like all the heroin in the trunk, and the cop pulls him out, and he says, "What's the matter, Frank? You don't like paying your bills?" And then Frank comes back. He says, "If you're not happy with your cut, if you're not getting your cut, I suggest you talk to the chief of police." Yeah. I felt like that when I walked out of that Ted Cruz meeting, brother. It was really like it was really crazy, man. Like when I think of back on it, I understand exactly what this guy was talking about, man. It's just it's corrupt, bro. Blake Alvarez Foss says, "My goal was to make it as effortless as I could," referring to that letter with the that's in the group right now, pinned to the top, that you could just sign your name to and send in to your representative in Washington. Our time is valuable. Your time is precious. Searching to contact your senator or state's governor can be time consuming. Writing a letter addressing issues is more time taken. It's worth it no matter how you utilize copy and paste your own words. Spread the word far and wide, copy the doc, and have your mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, aunts, all your homies do the same. Yes, that's true. Have a good one, Chip. All right, brother. All right. Thank you. I want to touch on another. Yeah, go ahead, Jennifer. You you breaking up, Jennifer? Jennifer, I want to talk about this post that Cacao Blanco put up today. And it is a issue that always comes up. It's like a talking point. You know, uh, uh, it's your fault because you're not negotiating properly. Um, I want to talk about that because there was a. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this. This was put in the group today, but it's funny because I was actually thinking about this last night. And right before I went to bed, this was on my mind. And I really spent some time thinking about this theory that everything would be great if people negotiated better. And I want to read this to you because this has been an issue that has been going on for a very long time. This is before COVID. This is not a new issue. It's something that's been going on for a long time. Learn to negotiate! Exclamation point. People say things like say no to cheap freight, or they float ideas about shutting down until brokers are forced to pay more. Uh, there are dozens of posts in this group alone talking about how brokers are manipulating the market. If carriers want to be in control, why is one of the first questions they ask, what does this pay? What does it pay? If you are in control and you don't want them setting the rates, you should tell them what you charge. Don't ask them what they are willing to pay. The foundation of win win negotiation is when both sides get what they want out of the deal. How can you ever win if you have no clue what you want? Asking a broker in the negotiation what they are willing to pay comes from a place of weakness. It sets the table for everything to follow and puts them in control. It allows them to set the anchor and direct the entire conversation. Know your numbers, do your research, and know the market. Be confident, not cocky. Give your price with conviction. It should be a statement, not a question. It should sound like $1,000, not $1,000. This There is a big difference in how that is perceived, and that is the end of the post. I know he wanted to say the author of this post. This was just cut and paste. This is not his words. This was just cut and paste. I don't know if he agrees with it or not, but look, this author of this post makes a lot of correct points, but most of it is wrong. Um, he does make a lot of correct points about projecting confidence and leading the prospect. In sales, we lead the prospect down the road of yes. You ask open ended questions that are simple questions that usually lead to yes answers. And the thought process behind that is if you get a prospect continuously saying yes and being agreeable to you, when you finally ask him for the order or her, the answer will be yes. Um, I spent the better part of my entire life selling. I am a career salesperson. And I responded to this comment. Um, Honestly, I didn't read the whole thing because it was funny that it was put in the group today because I was thinking about it last night. This idea that everything would be solved if we asked for uh, more money and said no. But the truth of the matter is that this industry is not made up like that. There is the Motor Carrier Act of 1980 made it possible for there always to be a revolving door of new people with no experience coming into the industry that do not know anything about trucking, therefore do not know how to negotiate. So although this is kind of correct but mostly wrong, it doesn't take into the account that the government made it so that there's always fresh blood coming into the industry by taking away the barriers to entry. And if you look back in history before the Motor Carrier Act of 1980 was signed by Jimmy Carter, they did a test run 2 years before. And the first thing they did was they lowered the barrier to entry. That was the first thing they did. They told everyone, they put an announcement. The ICC made an announcement and put it out in the country and said, if you'd like to become a trucker and get your own authority, pay for the authority and we'll approve you. And the year before, they had, I believe, less than 5,000 applications for new authority, and they approved probably 25% of that. When they did that, they had over 70,000 applications that year, and they approved over 90% of them. That was 2 years before the Motor Carrier Act, before deregulation, let's just say. 2 years before the Motor Carrier Act of 1980. So they knew from back then, before the Motor Carrier Act of 1980, lowering the barrier to entry was the key. Keeping a fresh round of dummies coming into the business, a fresh round of clueless people coming into the business was the way to do it. It's sort of kind of like immigration when you think about it, right? Someone who has lived their entire life in another country and then comes over here doesn't have the same views of the United States that you do. You're jaded. You born and raised here. You dealt with all the bullshit. To them, that bullshit is gold. It's the same thinking behind the Motor Carrier Act of 1980. So that's the reason that doesn't work. Go ahead and I'll read my statement. Go ahead. Hey, Jamie, how you doing, brother? All right. All right. I'm glad you got a nice connection. Of course. And I want to touch on that. I'm glad Jamie's here because I got a lot of phone calls from people from other associations and other groups and companies and just average Joes out there driving in their trucks. I even got a few contacts from people in the household goods industry, which is rare. And but they've been reading some of my press releases. One guy in particular from the Georgia Trucking Association, I believe it is, contacted me, and he has some pretty interesting ideas as far as a new, as far as broker transparency is concerned. Jamie, I wanted to run this by you, and then I want to go back to that thing that I just spoke about. One of the ideas that someone came to me today, not this gentleman from the Georgia Household Goods Association, Move Household Goods and Movers Association. This was someone else. He said that Mexican and Canadian carriers should not be allowed into the United States. They should have to come, they should be only allowed to come to the border, drop their loads, and go back. And then an American carrier should have to take the trailer to its final destination. What do you think about that, Jamie? Since you're in Texas, and I know you're down by the border a lot. What do you think about that? Thank, thank you, Jamie. Yeah, I think that little peckerhead in Ted Cruz's office made that phone call to the DOT Inspector General, bro. Yo, you guys continue the conversation. I gotta load the dryer. Yeah, my wife came in my office and gave me the evil eye. Uh, listen, bro, I hate that. I hate I hate that. I hate that one. Uh, can I read a post from James Lamb from SBTC? Is that okay? Wait a minute. I can control your mic. Where is that? This ain't Twitter, bro. There's no. No, I'm being honest with you. There's no mute. But oh wait, there is. I see it now. I would never do. I never muted anyone, bro. I never clicked that button before. Uh, so this is a, maybe it might be better for me to put this on the screen. It's a long one. Okay. Michael Boston, Michael Boston, and I and others are putting past differences aside and are teaming up on certain issues we agree on. We would like to invite group members to participate in our trucker voter empowerment campaign and registration drive. We have to show politicians that big business can give them PAC money, but we have 3.9 million truckers whose votes they need to stay in office. Even if you're already registered to vote, please sign up. It's free. So you can get on our voter guide list, through which we will rate politicians as being with or against truckers and small transportation business owners. The NRA does this, and members of Congress pay attention. All politicians, regardless of political party, should want good grades on supporting American commercial motor vehicle drivers. So please do this. And there's a link. Once you sign up, if you do need to register to vote, our system will automatically send you the website where you can register. Now is the time to get our registered trucker voter numbers up. This will help all trucker advocates and trade groups that are lobbying on Capitol Hill and decreases the influence of our big business adversaries like TIA, lobbyists who are working overtime against your interests and are trying to keep you down. He posted that 12 hours ago. What do you guys think about that? You Somebody was going to delete it. Yeah, somebody was going to delete it. Right. Right. There are certain people that are not, but James Lamb is James. Jamie, any comments? Yes. Yes, we were talking about that earlier. Yes, I put it on the screen. As a matter of, you're talking about that. Oh no, not that one. Sorry, that uh is this one? No, that's suicides. No, I didn't put it on the screen. It's in the group. Yesterday. Who? 47,000 listeners? You got you guys want to meet the national owner operator mega corporation private investigating team? No one knows about this. They probably haven't even paid attention. Would you like to meet them? Boop. Defend America's truckers. If you have not joined this page or like this page, you should. Uh, these people are very smart, and they are in places that you would not believe. They are in the inside of mega corporations that you would not believe. They have information that you would not believe. We go into these meetings and negotiations with armed with information the other side doesn't know how we obtained or know about. Um, and there you have it. Amazon, Walmart, Target, all of them, they're the enemy. They sustain the rigged broker models. They funnel money through TIA and OIDA to pay them off, the politicians. We're starting to uncover the source of the greed and corruption, and we'll turn over every damn stone. Any comments? Amazon, Walmart, Target, all of them. They're the enemy. They sustain the rigged broker models. They funnel money through TIA and OIDA to pay off politicians. They funnel money through TIA and OIDA to pay off politicians. They funnel money through the checkout counter in the stores when they ask you if you want to average up on your bill to give it to donate to charity. That that 50 cents, 65 cents, 25 cents, that does not go that money does not all go to that charity on the screen when you click yes. They send 1 penny to that charity. The rest of that other 49 cents goes to a pack. Okay. Uh, be on the lookout for Defend America's Truckers. I suggest you join that page, click on it, like it, be on the lookout. I know a lot of people don't know about it. I think there's not many already signed up to it, but you should, because that's where the information will be released. Defend America's Truckers. Check it out. All I, it is on Facebook. Defend America's Truckers. Click on it. Check them out. Right there on the bottom, hashtag truckers first. You can go to Defend America's Truckers. You can find them on Facebook. You should follow this page. There'll be a lot of information uh, uh, released here. Do you agree? The whole system needs to be exposed. They were. They said they were talking about the debates last night. Not one question last night was about how China is destroying our supply chain by working with global corporations and corrupt gatekeepers to take hostage the most important people in our economy, truckers. We can't take any candidate seriously if they're not serious about defending those who keep our economy strong. Hashtag GOP debate. I do not know. I would have to find out about. James Lamb has a piece of legislation, a bill, and it was just a blueprint that he asked us to use in as our blueprint for our legislation. In his bill, uh, he has an idea for brokers. There's some of it that I don't agree with, and there's a lot of it that I do. But this one particular part of it, I do agree with. Since brokers have authorities and they have to registered with the FMCSA, brokers should have a new entrant program as well. Uh, he makes the suggestion that the new entrant program should last 1 year, and during that year brokers he there's certain parts of it I do not agree with. I think that brokers bonds should be increased for that probationary period, but you should definitely read it. I mean, I'm not going to get into it here because it's there's a lot of intricacies in it, but he has some very good ideas. I was talking to an individual from the, I believe it was the Georgia Household Goods and Movers Association, and he brought up a good point about what happened to the travel industry back in the I believe it was in the 90s, how the travel industry and travel agents disappeared. And he said that there needs to be a central electronic system where carriers and owner operators meet with shippers to move freight. and it's fully transparent. And he was shocked to find out that we already are working on something like that, putting that legislation together. And I explained the NMS system that is used on Wall Street, the national market system. That is the way stocks are bought and sold on NMS. And the it works. It's been in place for decades, and it works. And it cuts it. It's fully transparent. Buyers and sellers have full transparency. It's technical a little bit, but it's not hard and it can work. And we've developed a similar idea. We call it NMST, National Market System Transportation, and it is a electronic system where carriers and shippers meet to match freight and get it moved. It does away with a lot of things. It does away with double brokering. That's gone. It does away with not no transparency. That's gone. It does away with factoring companies. That's gone. It does away with a lot of headaches that causes bottlenecks in the supply chain. So we've put that together, and we finally gotten it on paper, and that coincides with the SRO, the self-regulatory body that we've created as well. So it was cool because I was talking to this guy, and he used the travel industry as an example, because that's exactly what happened to travel agents, right? Um, they got rid of travel agents by creating electronic system where people can book their own travel. Go ahead, Jamie. Mike, you guys have no light. Okay. Okay. Any comments, Mike? I got you, man. The thing is that there's so many good ideas out there by so many good organizations and good people and people that really care. It's important to not get negative by the clowns that want to, shoot you down and try to get likes for themselves on social media and grab a following. And especially these ones with megaphones like, I don't know this chimp's name, Kevin well, whatever whatever his name is, at Freight Waves, or whoever Jamie was talking about. Kevin, what the hell is his name? Yeah, that guy, Kevin Rutherford. It's important to take that with a grain of salt. These people have an agenda, and it's important. I have not, because that is your baby. I have not. I have not had time, believe it or not. Even shows. Oh, you. I was contacted by many brokers yesterday for some reason. I think at least three or four of them contacted me and told me they wanted to work with the association. I know one brokerage out here in Long Island. contacted me. I had another broker contact. I'm getting contacted by brokers left and right, trying to work with the association. Honestly, I'm getting bombarded with phone calls, and I've been just telling people, call me back, send me an email, call me back. I can't right now. I don't have lines on my phones. I don't. I just can't. I'm getting bombarded by phone calls from freight brokers that want to work with the National Owner Operators Association. It is, look, it is, but it is what it is. We've only been around. We haven't even been around for 3 months. Okay, we can only do so much. So it is what it is. I'll get around to it. Brokers have been contacting me daily. I did get a phone call from a broker. I think he said he did speak to you. He said he agreed with us on mostly everything except transparency. Is that the guy you're talking about? Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think we're talking about the same guy. I spoke to him. I had a long conversation with him. At the end of the conversation, he said, "Well, if you put it that way, then I agree with you." I think he even joined the association yesterday. So it was a good conversation. We had a bunch of people sign up yesterday and join the association. Um, yeah, you met him. You met him in one of Rutherford's cases. I agree. I agree, sir. You're 100% right. And that individual said he met you in, I think, one of Kevin Rutherford's spaces. And, I did speak with him. We had a nice conversation. He's a very nice man. And, he's very level headed. He didn't curse me out or call me stupid or try to, belittle what we were trying to do. You have to understand these guys are doing this because they know their days are numbered. What's about to happen is going to happen, whether they like it or not. The general freight broker is one of the only individuals in such a large market that is unregulated. It is unheard of in this country. Any intermediary operating in any industry is that large is regulated, whether it be real estate, whether it be on Wall Street dealing with finance, whatever. They are not car salesmen, so you can't put them in that category. They handle funds, they handle finances. They are true intermediaries. They are licensed through a government agency, the FMCSA. They must be regulated. And these individuals, like the ones you scream and yell at every day in Kevin Rutherford's group, are fighting for their lives and they're afraid. because they know we're right. And they've been operating in a legal loophole that they've been taking advantage of for 43 years. And it's right there in black and white. It started in 1980 and it's been going on ever since. And no one's forcefully addressed it until now. And the National Owner Operators Association is not letting go. And we've joined forces with all of these other associations in the country, except OIDA, except OIDA. Oh, by the way, I did personally contact Todd Spencer from OIDA. I have his contact information. He has not responded to me. Okay. He has no interest in this issue or any of these issues. So all of the other associations are joining forces to push this issue. And it is inevitable. It is going to happen because put together, our numbers are larger than OIDA's. You're I I agree. And in any other industry, when the intermediary went rogue, the government stepped in and facilitated that. They helped private industry create those electronic systems to take that ability away from those intermediaries and force them to play by the rules. And a perfect examples, the brokerage industry on Wall Street and the travel agent industry. Um, these are perfect examples of it. You know what I mean? So I totally agree with you. What time? Got it. All right, Jamie. Thank you for. Well, go ahead. Yeah. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Or you could just burn it to the ground. Anyway. Anyway. We've been on for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I came on late today. You guys got any parting words? You're welcome, and thank you for supporting Noah. Thank you for everything that you guys do. Chris, it was not honestly. Honestly, was, that was Bill. That wasn't me. That was Bill. Um, it wasn't me. We talked about it and we worked on it together. And it wasn't me. The other members of the alliance. Well, I appreciate you, man, and I appreciate your kind words. And as a group, we still have a lot more work to do, and hopefully, this coalition will get it done. But we need the members out there and the people that are thinking about becoming members and being proactive to step up and really get involved. Um, yep, slowly but surely. Like I always say, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It took 43 years to get here. It's going to take more than a few months or a couple of years to get out. Um, I'm gonna shut the show down. We've been on for about 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours now. Thank you guys for showing up, and I'm gonna leave with this. Uh, Couple of Zig Ziglar uh, quotes, inspirational quotes. Zig Ziglar has always been my favorite. I'm a salesperson, and he was a career salesperson. He spent his entire life in sales when he left the military, and he died at 78. Good old age. He lived a long time, and he was a positive guy. Uh, Remember, remember that failure is not an event. Remember that failure is an event, not a person. Failure is an event, not a person. In the game of life, before you get anything out, you must put something in. It's not what you've got, it's what you use that makes a difference. Those are three quotes from Zig Ziglar. Uh, you guys have a great weekend. And thank you for being here with me. I'm sorry I came on late today. Um, we will. We're gonna Sunday. Yes, I'm gonna take the weekend off on NOAA Live, and we'll be back on Monday. I appreciate you guys for being here. And yes, Sunday, Twitter as usual. Thank you, and God bless. Have a good weekend, fellas. Thank you. Will do. Will do, brother. Thank you. All righty. Good night, everybody. Yo, Walt, what's up?
What you walking the dog?
No, I'm home.
I was gonna come over there earlier, but I got sidetracked. Like, I was in the area and shit. I had to come back and shit. I had to get something. So you want to get what, a tow truck authority? How's that?